morning to provide additional information on a very tragic incident that happened the day before Thanksgiving. And so our heartfelt condolences go out to the family as they are grieving the loss of a loved one, and also prayers for peace, strength, and comfort during this difficult time, and for speedy recovery for the other young lady. Thank you to the gentleman for his heroic act during this incident as well. And we have here with us this morning, Renita Shelton, our public information officer for our fire department, who will introduce our other speakers for this morning. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good morning, everyone. We are here today to bring you up to date on the fire at the Brookfield apartments that took place on November 23rd, Thanksgiving Eve, and the investigation that followed and the arrest that was made the day after. You will understand that this is a case that has drawn a lot of attention locally and also some interest nationally, and it is weighed very, very heavily on us as well. Because at the end of the day, when we go home and we take off our uniforms, we morph back into a sea of humanity, and we are also seeking questions and answers. That said, you will hear today from our Fire Chief, Corey Thornton, who will discuss the fire department's response and investigation of the fire. You will also hear from the Police Chief, Sean Buchanan, who will discuss the criminal aspects of the fire as it pertains to the suspect who was arrested. You will also hear from Deputy District Attorney Lauren McAuley. She is with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, Crimes Against Children Unit. She will discuss the criminal charges and bonding of the suspect. Because this is a very active investigation, there's still a lot of moving parts, and it's very fluid. All of your questions may not be answered today, but please know that as soon as we can, we will be providing updates as updates are warranted. That said, we're asking that each news organization limit their questions to 2. And again, we are here to provide you an update, starting with the Fire Chief, Corey Thornton.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Corey of the East Point Fire Department. I'll start out by letting you all know what we did and how we came to this situation. We responded to a fire at 3072 Washington Road, Brookfield Apartments. Upon arrival, we noticed heavy smoke and fire proceeding from the back of the unit. With that being said, we knew we need additional resources. So we called the City of College Park as well as the City of South Fulton to aid us. Once we started extinguishing the fire, we noticed that we needed to get in and do a search and rescue because of what we were hearing out in the field. So we switched over to the search and rescue phase. During our search and rescue phase, we discovered a 4-year-old child deceased in the fire. She was found in a bedroom of the upstairs apartment unit. So continuing to extinguish the fire, along with the search and rescue phase, we were told that it might be an additional person or victim inside the structure. So we continued to search for that victim. We searched Wednesday all night. We searched Friday all day, and we couldn't find anyone. So we called in the state of Georgia, the state fire marshal's office, to bring the dog. The dog hid on several locations within the structure for possible accelerants. And when we didn't find a body inside of the unit, what we did, we put out a BOLO or missing person. Once we put that out, then we got a hit the next day. And once we got that hit, East Point fire personnel, along with East Point police, went to actually pick up the person. And Chief Buchanan will be able to speak to that.
Good morning. I'm Chief Sean Buchanan of East Point Police Department. The day before Thanksgiving, November 23rd, East Point Police Department responded to Brookfield Apartment with the East Point Fire Department and emergency structural fire building need. Upon learning of the fire, we discovered a 4-year-old child. Residents advised that there was a twin 4-year-old child as well that we could not locate. The fire department looked for that child. We relentlessly looked for that child and also the mother. The child was located, however, the mother was not. We put a missing person bolo out for the mother. We found the mother the following day on Forest Industrial Boulevard. East Point police detectives interviewed the mother. She disclosed to us that one of the child was already deceased, and she started the fire to conceal the crime. She was arrested and charged with murder, criminal attempt of murder, cruelty to the children, several counts, and the DA's office is also charging with arson. This is an open investigation. This is a tragic situation. So we're going to work with the district attorney's office to make sure the mother, Nicole Jackson, never gets out of jail. Thank you.
Good morning. Following
Say your name is spelled for us.
Sure, it's Lauren, Lauren. Last name is spelled Macaulay. It's M, capital A, ULEY. I'm the Deputy District Attorney over the Crimes Against Children Unit at the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. Following notification from East Point Police Department that there was a deceased 4-year-old, the Crimes Against Children Unit responded to the East Point Police Department and continued working with them on the investigation. Following the suspect interview and the initial investigation that was conducted by both the East Point Fire Department as well as the police department, warrants were issued for her arrest. She was taken into custody. Those warrants are murder, felony murder, criminal attempt to commit murder, 2 counts of cruelty to children in the 1st degree, and there will be additional charges forthcoming based on the nature of the investigation. There's still an incredible amount of work that needs to be done, but we will follow up and do whatever is needed to ensure justice for the, both children involved in this particular incident.
And now we'll open the floor to your questions. Again, we're asking that you please limit them to 2 questions per organization. And to the best of our ability, answers will be provided. If you know the department to which you are directing your question, please identify that department and that person will step forward to the podium.
Can you speak at all to the condition of the surviving child, where she is right now and how they're doing?
Yes, the surviving child is actually with her grandmother, recovering. She had slight burns to her hands, arms, and portions of her face. But she's with her grandmother recovering at this time.
So, Chief, is it fair? I may have missed this, but did the mother leave both children in the home?
Yes, she did.
And one survived?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. And the name and age of the suspect?
Her name is Nicole Jackson. I'm going to give her age out right now. She's on the 3rd level.
Did she give any other reason about why she wanted this to happen?
I'm not going to disclose the information at this time, but she was definitely charged with murder.
Do we know how that child died? You said she was dead before the fire started?
This is an open investigation. I can't comment on that at this time. So,
where did she go after she set the fire?
we located her on Forest Industrial Boulevard.
At a business, at a establishment, where?
No, we located on the street. Yes.
And is the twin boy or girl?
It's a female child.
Both children are people.
Yes.
Can you speak to where she is right now, the mother, and what happens next?
The mother is in Fulton County Jail. The next process will be a first appearance hearing.
Any idea when that will be?
The defendant is going to first appearance on Saturday morning. She remains in a no bond status. The next proceeding the state anticipates will happen will be a preliminary hearing or a bond hearing, depending on what filings her attorney decides to file. It's the state's intent to oppose bond at all junctures in this particular case.
Any idea when that would be?
Generally, about 2 to 3 weeks from Saturday is when the next hearing will be.
Has she been evaluated for a mental illness or anything?
I can't speak to that, at this time.
Chief, you mentioned how Renita mentioned how this has affected the department. Can you talk about how this has affected your crew who went inside? And
Yes, it was we had a major tragedy, and as fire service professionals, we try to save everybody. We have a saying where whenever we go in, we're trying to save a life. And in this situation, it greatly affected personnel. So what we're doing, we're going to have grief counselors here on property tomorrow to actually sit with personnel because they were saddened by this situation.
Marty, and the second child, the surviving twin, where was she located?
She was located in the upstairs bedroom.
Thank you. We do have a press release for you. Some of the questions that you asked, answers are in that press release. I ask that you please just give us a couple of minutes so that we can get that to you. And that concludes our press conference. Thank you so much. We appreciate your interest and we will be in touch.